What is up, you guys? This is D-Man HD, and I am back. And today, we are doing our Week 6 predictions for the NFL. Last week was a little bit of a bad week for us. We went 8-6, but right now we are 55-21-1 on the season, and that's not a bad record. Like we said, if we fall below 500 at the end of the season, we will do a punishment. But I think I'm going to do something anyway if we finish like really above 500, like really well. Maybe like a donate to charity or something like that. We'll figure something out. Yeah, let's get into it. This will not be posted on Thursday because the Tennessee COVIDs had to postpone every game known demand, and so the Bills-Chiefs game is not played on Sunday. No. It's going to be played on Monday at 5 o'clock. Anyway, let's get into this game. We got... Perfect. We got the Denver Broncos at the New England Patriots. Another game that was actually postponed due to the fact of the COVID cases in New England. Now their situation was a lot different than Tennessee's, but I'll get into that a little later. I'm gonna take New England to win this one. They're getting Cam Newton back. They're getting Stephon Gilmore back. And the New England Patriots are just a better team. Yes, the Broncos are getting Drew Lock back, but Drew Lock is not going to have Courtland Sutton. And I just don't trust this Denver team. The last time we saw Denver, they beat up on the Jets. I believe. Yes. And they beat up on the Jets team on Thursday Night Football. The Patriots are a much better team than the Jets. I'm going to take the Patriots. And we got the Houston Texans at the Tennessee COVIDs. I'm still angry about how the NFL handled their situation. They kept bending the rules for the Titans. If you don't believe me, look at how everything transcribed. On Friday morning, the NFL came out and said if there are any more positive cases in the Tennessee organization, they'll either have to cancel the game, forfeit, or postpone it. Tennessee had another positive case. Oh, it doesn't count because it's a coach. And then I really want this narrative to stop that they're the victims. They blatantly did not care about health and safety protocols. They didn't care about player safety and health. And they're acting like, oh no, we're the victims here. No, you're the assholes who believe that you're the victims because of it. Either way, I'm going to take the Titans in this one, or I should say the Tennessee COVIDs. Tennessee is a much better team than Texans. Tennessee is a really good football team. They don't need the narrative that they're the victims in any situation. It's the truth. I just found it very annoying. And now, granted, I was disappointed on how the Bills played on Tuesday night. But all the hoops that the NFL jumped through to maintain the Titans' schedule while changing around like 15 other games, it just was bullshit. Tennessee's a better team than Houston. Tennessee's obviously going to win their division this year, but, you know, they don't need the narrative, oh, we're the victims. No, you're the assholes who don't care about any other team. And also you broke protocol by having that secret practice that was caught on tape. But we're not supposed to talk about that because the narrative is that you beat the Bills with no practices. Legal. Or you beat the team. You beat the Bills with no legal practices. Let's say that. Anyway, we got the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm going to actually take the Browns in this one. I like Cleveland this year. It feels like they actually know what they want to do. It feels like they know what they can do and what they can't do. I don't trust Pittsburgh. Their combined schedule record of like the people they beat is 3-15-1. That's not good, but apparently, like, you know, it's good enough because it's the Steelers. I think the Browns are going to win this one. It's not my upset of the week, but it's definitely a good game, and Cleveland should win this one and take over first place in the AFC East, or AFC North. Sorry. We got the Baltimore Ravens and the Philadelphia Eagles, and if you hear that, yep, that is my lock of the week. We are taking the Baltimore Ravens to absolutely destroy the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles played tough against the Steelers last week, but they still lost. And the Eagles are a much better team than the Steelers. Or the Ravens are a much better team than the Steelers. I have the Ravens beating the Eagles pretty handily. We got the toilet bowl, one of a few toilet bowls this week. We got the Washington football team against the New York football Giants. This is not going to even be a defensive game like saying, oh my god, look how great these defenses are playing. I think it's just going to be like, oh my god, look at how awful these offenses are. I'm going to take the football team actually in this one. I think the Giants offense can put up points. But Daniel Jones, I'm almost considering a bust at this point. He turns the ball over way too much, and I feel like he's turned the ball over 2 or 3 times a game. You can't do that, and you can't expect to win. They almost beat the Dallas Cowboys without Dak Prescott, but, almost doesn't count. I think the Washington football team, with that defensive line, is going to get to Daniel Jones, force a few fumbles, and they're just going to have to get like a touchdown or 2, and they're going to win the game. Falcons at the Vikings. I mean, Dan Quinn has been fired, and so is the GM. Vikings are going to be without Dalvin Cook. I mean, I think the Vikings are going to get the win on this one, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be like 21-24, 20-17. It's going to be like a 3-4 point game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Vikings are going to win this one, and they get to their second win of the year. We got the Lions and the Jaguars. I'm going to take the Lions to win this one. Lions have been in most of their games this year, so their record doesn't really show how good or bad of a football team that they are. They were leading in the fourth quarter against the Bears. I think they had another lead in one of the games. I think they led against the Packers. They are good. They aren't a great football team, but they are a very competitive team. They're not going to get blown out. They're going to actually try. They're going to play with heart, and I think that's going to be enough this week to beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars, their one win is against the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins have beaten the Jaguars and the 49ers, but Dolphins aren't that great of a team. They play with a lot of passion, but I say the Lions are going to win this one. Jaguars going to, try to continue that tank for Trevor Lawrence, but it's hard to beat that almighty tank of the New York Jets. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to take the Colts in this one. I really like the Colts defense. Yes, they disappointed last week against the Cleveland Browns. That was all in Phillip Rivers. That wasn't their defense, but I think the Colts bounced back, and I think they beat the Bengals. Nothing against Joe Burrow, but they were embarrassed last week against the Baltimore Ravens, and I think Joe Burrow's going to come off a little bit of fire, but I think the Colts defense is just going to be more than enough to win this game. We got the Carolina Panthers hosting the Chicago Bears, and I'm going to actually take this as my upset of the week. I'm going to take the Panthers to win this one. I know, it's weird. I like what Teddy Bridgewater is doing, and I don't know what it is. When Teddy Bridgewater is the starting quarterback and a star player goes down, he plays really, really well. Last year, like I said this last week, last year, Drew Brees was that star player. He comes in, they go 5-0 with him. Christian McCaffrey goes out, and they're winning back-to-back games. I mean, I like the Panthers to win this one. The Panthers are a sneaky team to watch in the NFC. We got the Dolphins and the Jets. I'm going to take the Dolphins. If I already didn't lock in the Ravens, the Dolphins would have been my lock of the week. The Jets, they're a bad football team. I mean, instead of trading Le'Veon Bell, I guess they couldn't get any trade done. They cut Le'Veon Bell, and he goes to a team we're going to talk about later. And instead of firing Adam Gase, you cut Le'Veon Bell. That's a problem. Dolphins are a much better football team. They're a much better coach. They have a much better roster. All around, the Dolphins are a better team than the Jets. And the Jets' tank for Trevor is getting so stronger by the week. We're going to take the Packers and the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Packers in this one. They're coming off a bye. They should be getting Devontae Adams back. Don't know if you heard that, but there was a loud-ass cricket somewhere outside. So, either way, we're going to take the Packers to beat the Buccaneers in this one. Tom Brady rarely loses twice back-to-back, but He barely lost to the Bears, and the Packers coming off a bye week where Devontae Adams should be healthy enough to come back. So that's why we're going to take the Packers in this one. Alright, we got 3 games left. We got the Los Angeles Rams going to the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to take the Rams in this one. The Rams look like a... The Rams look like a really good football team. And the 49ers... I don't know who their quarterback is going to be. They benched Garoppolo last week against the Dolphins. They benched Mullins the week before against the Eagles. Is CJ Beathard are going to be their starting quarterback? I know that seems odd, but maybe it's Garoppolo and he gets back to normal. But with the fact that CJ Beathard is looking like their best quarterback on the roster, they might have to look at a quarterback in the offseason. But I'm going to take the Rams in this one. They are a really good football team, and their defense is amazing, led by probably the frontrunner for Defensive Player of the Year in Aaron Donald. Yeah, he is a monster. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, who the Kansas City Chiefs actually got even better. They signed Le'Veon Bell. That's not a cricket noise. That's a shock noise. NFL defenses should be scared of this offense. Le'Veon Bell with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman. God, that team is good on offense. Granted, thankfully for the Bills, he will not be playing on Monday because he has to go through 5 days of COVID testing. I honestly would have loved Buffalo to get Le'Veon Bell. It feels like he would have been a good mentor for Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. Probably would have cut TJ Yeldon and put Zach Moss down to IR. But I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one. It's nothing against the Bills. Their defense last week against the Titans did look awful. I think this is going to be a good, really, really good game, which is why I'm disappointed that this game did not happen today, which I'm recording on Thursday, as you can see on the bottom right screen. I'm a little disappointed that this game did not happen on Thursday. This would have been the Game of the Year candidate. We're still going to get to see it. Everyone's get to see it, but, 5 o'clock on a Monday, not a lot of people are home from work just yet. I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one. It hurts my heart to pick against the Bills, but they looked awful against the Titans. And anyone saying Josh Allen's MVP race is finished now, Russell Wilson didn't look good against the Dolphins last week. I mean, but that's a bad team, but Wilson gets this excuse, but Allen has it against him because he played well against them. I think Allen's going to have another 3-4 touchdown game. I just think the Chiefs win by 3 to 7 points. I think they win this game. And Buffalo falls to 4-2. And the media's going to start hating on the Bills again. But the 2 teams that they lost to were the Titans and the Chiefs. 2 really good football teams. We got the Cardinals and the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one. As it really hurts my heart to see what Dak went through on Sunday. If you have any sort of compassion, it would hurt you too. I mean, not only the fact that this year he basically paid for free because he signed a franchise tag. He got no money for that because it's not guaranteed, and you saw the emotion that happened when he dislocated and had a compound fracture in his right ankle. That was emotion because not only is he not signed, that might be the last time he's ever playing as a Dallas Cowboy. There's no guarantee that the Cowboys sign him. Now, and you can hate me, but he's going to come out at a discount now. He's going to come out, instead of $37 million, you could probably get him for $27 million. But I'm going to take the Cardinals in this one. They beat up on the Jets. I think this is another game that they should win pretty easily in the sense that, you're going against Andy Dalton, who he loved to target Michael Gallup, so that might be a good person to look at in fantasy football. But I think the Cardinals are going to win this one. I think the Cowboys are going to not pack it in. I think they can go 8-8 or 9-7. That could be still good enough to win the NFC East, but without Dak, this team is not going to go far. But that's going to be the end of this video, guys. Let me know how you guys are doing on your season predictions. And as always, I'm D-Man HD, and I'm out. Peace.